I crossed deserts made of sunlight. I crossed valleys dressed in snow. I chased horizons every season, believing I was meant to go. Every town offered a promise, every road called out my name. Every sunrise felt like destiny, every sunset looked the same. I slept beneath 1,000 rooftops, heard 1,000 different prayers, met people full of stories and burdens they could barely bear. Yet every night before I closed my eyes, a question lingered in my soul. If I've traveled this far already, why do I still feel alone? Maybe home was never waiting at the end of some distant road. Maybe home was in the moments I was too distracted to hold. Maybe life isn't about arriving, maybe it's about seeing what's true. And maybe what I've searched for everywhere was standing right beside me too. I met an old drifter in Wyoming. His beard as white as winter rain. He carried everything he owned inside a weather-beaten case. He laughed when I spoke of purpose, smiled when I spoke of plans, then pointed toward the mountains and said they don't care who I am. The river doesn't know my failures, the sky doesn't know my name, yet both have given me more peace than all my years chasing fame. Then he disappeared by morning, leaving only tire tracks in the mud. But somehow those simple words stayed flowing through my blood. Maybe home was never waiting at the end of some distant road. Maybe home was in the moments I was too distracted to hold. Maybe life isn't about arriving, maybe it's about seeing what's true. And maybe what I've searched for everywhere was standing right beside me too. The older I become, the more I notice how quietly the world survives. The moon still visits every evening, the dawn still opens tired eyes. The trees don't hurry toward tomorrow, the rivers don't regret the past. Only people carry clocks inside them and wonder why nothing lasts. I once thought happiness was somewhere beyond the next county line, beyond the next promotion, beyond the next great climb. But every dream I finally reached became another thing behind me, and every answer I uncovered left a deeper mystery. A mother rocking a newborn child, a farmer kneeling in the rain, a soldier reading an old letter, a widow speaking to a frame. The world is built from little moments history forgets to write, yet those are often the very things that give existence light. Not the headlines, not the fortune, not the statues made of stone, but ordinary acts of mercy that quietly become our home. Maybe home was never waiting beyond the edge of the plains. Maybe it lived inside the people who loved us through our pain. Maybe life isn't a destination, maybe it's a borrowed flame, and every soul is simply learning how to carry it through the rain. Now when the evening settles softly across the fields of gold, there's a lantern burning lonely in a farmhouse far away, where the fields have turned to silence and the children moved away. The porch still knows their footsteps, though the years have worn them thin, and the screen door keeps on singing to a wind that won't come in. An old clock hangs beside the window, its hands too tired to move, like a weary soul still waiting for a dream it couldn't prove. The dust drifts through the hallway like memories set free, and every room is holding a piece of history. We spend our lives collecting things we cannot take beyond the rain, chasing shadows through the seasons, calling old ghosts by their names. The stars don't care who's rich or poor, the river doesn't know our plans, and in the end we're only stories I met a man beside the railroad with silver in his hair. He said, "Son, I crossed this country looking for somewhere. I searched the mines of Colorado, worked the timber in the north, spent 40 years chasing tomorrow, till tomorrow wasn't worth much more." His eyes looked like abandoned highways stretching through forgotten land, full of roads he never traveled and dreams that slipped right through his hands. Before he left, he smiled softly and spoke words I still recall. "The saddest thing ain't losing everything, it's never knowing what mattered at all." We spend our lives collecting things we cannot take beyond the rain, chasing shadows through the seasons, calling old ghosts by their names. The stars don't care who's rich or poor, the river doesn't know our plans, and in the end we're only stories carried by the hands of time. Tonight the prairie wears a blanket made of moonlight and regret, and every mile behind me feels like a promise I forget. The grain elevators stand like giants, guarding memories of the past, watching generations come and go like clouds that never last. The world keeps building monuments, towers reaching for the sky, yet every kingdom ever built eventually says goodbye. And somewhere in the endless dark, beyond ambition, fear and fame, the universe keeps turning like it never knew our names. A hawk flies over empty valleys, a train rolls through the night, the mountains wear their ancient wisdom while cities chase the light. And all the wars and all the victories and every crown that men have worn become no more than whispers by another distant dawn. What remains is not the fortune, not the trophies on the shelf, but the kindness we have given when nobody could help themselves. We spend our lives collecting things we cannot carry through the storm, yet love survives the passing years, long after flesh is gone. The stars don't care who's rich or poor, the river doesn't know our plans, but somewhere beyond the fading horizon, grace still waits for every man. The lantern in that farmhouse window still burns against the dark, a fragile little flame reminding every wandering heart. The measure of a life ain't counted by the gold a man has known, but by the light he leaves behind when he finally goes home. used to curse the storm clouds that gathered over my days, the doors that wouldn't open, the dreams that slipped away. I envied all the lucky ones whose road seemed smooth and straight, while mine kept turning into lessons hidden behind mistakes. Every scar felt like a sentence, every setback felt unfair, and every mile I traveled seemed to lead nowhere. Back then I thought success meant reaching some distant shining shore. I didn't know the waves were teaching what the ocean was for. The roads that broke me first were the roads that made me strong. The nights I begged would end were the nights that carried me on. Every loss became a teacher, every wound became a guide, and the man I am today was built by the storms I survived. There was a miner in Kentucky who spent 40 years below, digging through the mountain darkness most folks would never know. His hands looked carved from granite, his back bent with age. Yet when asked if he regretted it, he smiled and simply said, "Sun diamonds aren't the only things pressure creates with time. The earth shaped every stone I've found, and hardship helped shape mine." Those words followed me for years, like a hymn carried by the wind, growing louder every season as my hair turned thin. The roads that broke me first were the roads that made me strong. The nights I begged would end were the nights that carried me on. Every loss became a teacher, every wound became a guide, and the man I am today was built by the storms I survived. Now when I see an old oak tree standing against the rain, I don't admire its branches first, I admire what it has sustained. The winters that tried to break it, the lightning that left its mark, the years it spent growing roots deep inside the dark. Because strength is rarely born from comfort, ease, or praise. It comes from carrying burdens through impossible days. And wisdom doesn't arrive smiling, it usually enters disguised, looking like disappointment before revealing its light. The canyon owes its beauty to centuries of erosion. The pearl begins as irritation, the river starts with motion. Even the stars above us were forged inside collapse. So why should human greatness be born any other path? Maybe pain was never punishment, maybe struggle wasn't wrong. Maybe some of life's best chapters need hardship to belong. The roads that broke me first were the roads that led me home. The valleys I feared forever taught me how to climb alone. Every chapter I once hated became a part of who I'd be. And every storm I wished away was secretly shaping me. So now when thunder fills the distance and dark clouds cross my sky, I don't ask why they found me, I ask what they came to teach. Because the strongest bridges were not built on calm water, and the strongest souls were not built on easy roads.
I put our love in a paper box, tied it up with rusted locks, and hid it where the daylight fades, in the corner of my shame. No ceremony, no last goodbye, just a man who learned to lie to the only truth he ever knew, that everything still leads to you. The wind don't ask what I became, it just whispers out your name, like it's trying to remind me slow of what I refuse to know. I put our love in a paper box, but it still bleeds through all the locks. No matter how I try to hide, it keeps you breathing in my life. And love don't die when it is sealed, it just becomes something you feel in every breath, in every thought, in everything I thought I forgot. There's dust collecting on the lid where all my better reasons hid. And sometimes when the night gets thin, I hear you calling from within. The box don't open, still it breaks inside the silence that it makes. Like memory don't
keep destroying me. I tried to bury it in ground where no confession could be found, but even dirt refused to stay. It gave your echo back to me. I put our love in a paper box, but it still bleeds through all the locks. No matter how I try to hide, it keeps you breathing in my life. And love don't die when it is sealed. It just becomes something you feel in every breath, in every thought, in everything I thought I forgot. If I burned it all to ash, would it finally leave my past? Or would the smoke still spell your name across the sky of all my pain? Now walk with empty hands through forgotten railroad lands, and every step feels like I know you never really let me go. The world keeps turning like it should, but I don't think I ever could escape the shape of what we were. A love that never learned to blur. Yeah, I put our love in a paper box, but it broke right through the locks. And now I don't know who I am, just a man who couldn't end what began. And if they ever ask me why, tell them I didn't say goodbye. I just tried and failed to stop a love that never really stopped.
I knew a man who owned the valley, every fence and field in sight. His barns were full, his name was known, his windows glowed at night. Folks spoke of him like he was lucky, like fortune walked beside his shoes. But nobody could hear the silence that echoed through his rooms. He counted cattle every morning, counted dollars every fall, yet never learned the value of the things that weren't for sale at all. When winter came and took his strength and left him staring at the sky, the only thing he asked the nurse was, did I spend my years right? What is the weight of an empty pocket compared to an empty heart? What good are roads that lead to riches if they tear a soul apart? The graveyard never asks a question about the money that you made, only whether you left some light behind before you faded away. A railroad crossed the county line, running west toward distant dreams, and every young man thought salvation lived somewhere beyond those tracks. They chased bright cities, bigger futures, names carved high in glass and steel. But years later many returned, still searching for something real. Because success can build a mansion, it can buy a diamond ring, but it can't replace a father's voice or the comfort that home can bring. Some lessons only visit us when youth has packed its bags and gone, when the mirror starts revealing how brief the road we're on. What is the weight of an empty pocket compared to an empty heart? What good are roads that lead to riches if they tear a soul apart? The graveyard never asks a question about the money that you've made, only whether you left some light behind before you faded away. One evening by the riverbank, I watched the water drift downstream, carrying branches, leaves, and shadows like fragments of forgotten dreams. The river never tried to hold them, never begged them all to stay. It simply kept on moving forward and let the current have its way. That's when I understood something the years had tried to teach. Everything we truly own lies beyond our reach. The laugh of a child in summer, a hand held through a storm, a promise kept when nobody watched, a heart that stayed warm. The mountains don't remember titles, the stars don't care for fame. The wind blows over every kingdom, exactly the same. Generals, farmers, saints, and strangers, each one takes the final ride, and every banner ever raised eventually falls with time. Yet mercy lasts a little longer, and kindness travels far, sometimes farther than the lifetime of the one who gave it away. What is the weight of an empty pocket compared to a peaceful soul? What use is owning half the world if you've nowhere left becomes a lantern that survives old age. So if you're standing at a crossroads under a fading evening sky, remember this: a wealthy man can die forgotten, a humble man can live forever. And the stories people tell long after goodbye.
A scarecrow stands beyond the hillside, garden harvest long since gone. Its coat is torn, its colors faded, yet somehow it keeps holding on. The farmer who built those fences sleeps beneath the county stone, and all the sweat he poured into this earth belongs to the wind now. The wheat still rises every summer, the creek still bends around the pines, but nature never signs a contract promising to remember our lives. I used to think that being remembered was the measure of a man, until I watched the seasons bury footprints scattered in the sand. When the cornfields forget my name, when the old roads lose my tracks, will the kindness that I gave away still find its way back? When the photographs have faded and the stories disappear, what remains of who we were when nobody is here? An abandoned church near Miller County still leans against the sky, its stained glass cracked by winters that no one bothered to write. The preacher who once filled those pews has been gone for decades now, yet strangers still stop by the doorway and bow their heads somehow. Maybe faith was never housed inside those wooden walls. Maybe it lived in every hand that helped another when they fell. The older I become, the less I trust the things that glitter and shine, and the more I believe the smallest acts outlive the grandest designs. When the cornfields forget my name, when the old roads lose my tracks, will the kindness that I gave away still find its way back? When the photographs have faded and the stories disappear, what remains of who we were when nobody is here? A freight train crossed the Midwest
midnight plane, like a memory leaving town. Its whistle cut through the darkness, then slowly settled down. That's how a lifetime feels sometimes, a sound fading through the night, loud enough to shake the silence, brief enough to miss its flight. We build our plans like towers, we chase tomorrow's glow, but the future never stays still long enough for us to know. And every generation inherits the dreams the last one couldn't keep, adding new chapters to a book too vast for one soul to read. The mountains keep no record books, the stars collect no names, the river doesn't separate the heroes from the plain. Yet somewhere in a human heart, a simple gesture stays, long after monuments crumble and calendars lose their days. A meal shared with a stranger, a hand extended in the rain, a promise kept when it was costly. These are what remain. When the cornfields forget my name, and the years erase my face, may the love I left in others still wander through this place. When the old barns finally collapse and the gravel roads are gone, may a piece of my compassion keep quietly moving on. One day another child will walk here, past the creek and rusted gate, never knowing who stood before him, never knowing my fate. And that's alright, because eternity was never hidden inside a name carved into stone. It was hidden in every life we touched before we journeyed on.
The richest man I ever knew lived in a house beside the creek. But when he died, they found him there with lonely tears upon his cheeks. He owned the fields beyond the valley, the cattle barns and acres wide. Yet every night he ate alone, with silence sitting by his side. His children lived 1,000 miles away, too busy building lives of their own. And all the wealth he spent decades chasing couldn't stop him dying alone. That night I stood beneath the stars and watched the darkness slowly fall, wondering if the things we treasure most are never things at all. It's the things we never saw, the moments slipping through our hands,
dreams we didn't understand. We spend our years chasing tomorrow, thinking time will always wait, till one cold morning we discover tomorrow came too late. My father carried rough hands, cracked by winters, scarred by years. He wasn't much for talking, but he taught through sweat and tears. Every morning before sunrise, he'd walk the fields alone, and somehow make that broken land feel more like home. Back then I wanted city lights, fast roads and distant skies. I thought wisdom belonged to books, not old men with tired eyes. Now his chair sits empty by the window, the coffee cup untouched for years, and every lesson I ignored returns more clear. It's the things we never saw, the moments slipping through our hands, the sunsets missed, the words unsaid, the dreams we didn't understand. We spend our years chasing tomorrow, thinking time will always wait, till one cold morning we discover tomorrow came too late. I met a woman years ago who loved me without condition. She never asked for promises, only my attention. But I was busy chasing shadows, convinced success would set me free. And by the time I turned around, she was only memory. Funny how the heart remembers what ambition leaves behind. A laugh, a touch, a rainy evening, tiny treasures time can't hide. The older that I grow, the less I think I know, except the greatest losses in this life are often the ones we choose. The river doesn't hurry, the mountains never race, the moon still rises faithfully without concern for place. Yet mankind runs in circles, measuring success and fame, while missing all the simple things that gave life meaning anyway. A child laughing in a doorway, a mother humming softly at night, a friend waiting on the front porch, a hand reaching for yours in the dark. It's the things we never saw, the blessings hidden in plain sight, the ordinary little moments that shine the brightest in hindsight. The years will take our fortunes, the wind will scatter every plan, but love, kindness, and memory outlive the strongest man. So if you're driving down some back road as the evening sky turns gold, don't wait until your hair is silver to hold the people you hold, because the saddest words a soul can speak when the final shadows fall are not I lost everything, but I never noticed what I had. learned to bleed in quiet ways, where no one sees the hurt that stays. No screaming heart, no shattered sky, just slow goodbye behind my eyes. I smile like nothing's gone at all, while something in me starts to fall. Not loud, not sharp, not overnight, just fading out of my own life. The world keeps talking like it knows, but it don't see where sorrow grows, deep under skin behind the pride, where I still keep you locked inside. I learned to bleed in quiet ways, through empty nights and empty days. No rescue call, no saving hand, just learning how to understand that love don't always break with noise. It disappears without a voice. It leaves you standing in between what's real and what you've never been. There's a mirror I avoid at dawn. It shows me how much you are gone, not as a face but as a weight time refused to separate. I walk through rooms I used to share, still feel your absence in the air, like something living, something near, that only I can never hear. Even my shadow walks too slow, like it forgot where I should go, and every step just drags behind a version of you in my mind. I learned to bleed in quiet ways, through empty nights and empty days. No rescue call, no saving hand, just learning how to understand that love don't always break with noise. It disappears without a voice, and leaves you standing in between what's real and what you've never been. If silence had a shape or face, it would wear your empty space and teach me how to stay alive without the reason to survive. Now I don't ask for better days, I just accept these faded grays, and every sunrise feels the same. Another way to say your name. I stopped believing in repair. Some wounds are more than we can bear. They don't get better, they just learn to quietly, endlessly burn. Yeah, I learned to bleed in quiet ways, and I've been doing it for days. No end, no start, no clean goodbye. Just a man too tired to cry. And if they ask what broke my soul, tell them love was in control. It didn't shout, it didn't fade, it just stayed and stayed and stayed and stayed.
There was a boy who lived beside a river wide and clear. He'd skip stones across the water every summer of the year. He dreamed about the distant cities, the lights beyond the hills, convinced that happiness existed somewhere farther still. The river seemed too ordinary, the stars too common in the sky. The voices gathered round his table, too familiar to admire. So he spent his youth chasing wonders. Certain greatness lay ahead, never noticing the treasures already where he lived. Funny how the heart works that way, wanting what it doesn't own, crossing oceans for an answer that was waiting back at home. We'd pay a heavy price for wisdom, more than gold could ever buy, because the things that matter most are often seen only in goodbye. Years later he became successful, his name known far and wide. He built a life of shining surfaces and wore achievement with pride. But one autumn evening in a hotel overlooking city lights, a strange loneliness arrived and stayed throughout the night. He thought about his mother's laughter, his father's boots beside the door, the dog that slept beneath the porch swing, the creek behind the store. And suddenly those simple memories felt richer than anything he'd gained, like discovering too late that diamonds had fallen like rain. Funny how the heart works that way, wanting what it doesn't own, crossing oceans for an answer that was waiting back at home. We pay a heavy price for wisdom, more than gold could ever buy, because the things that matter most are often seen only in goodbye.
The older I become, the more I notice life hides miracles in plain sight. A cup of coffee shared at sunrise, a porch light glowing in the night, a child running through a meadow, a friend who calls just to ask why, a hand resting on your shoulder when tears gather in your eyes. None of these make headlines, none of these become famous tales, yet somehow they carry a weight that all ambition fails. The world keeps selling bigger dreams, bigger houses, faster roads, while the soul quietly longs for simpler things it already knows. The meadow never envies mountains, the sparrow never seeks a crown, the moon doesn't compare its brightness to the stars around. Only people spend their lifetimes measuring what they lack, while heaven keeps placing blessings directly in their path. And sometimes the cruelest lesson life ever lets us learn is discovering the value of a thing the moment it can never return. Funny how the heart works that way, running circles through the years, searching for extraordinary moments while overlooking what is near. The richest souls aren't those who gathered everything they could acquire, but those who learned to recognize the beauty they already had. If I could send one message backward to the boy beside that stream, I'd tell him, one day you'll spend your whole life searching for the very things you're living now. So look around, because someday these ordinary days will become the most valuable memories you own.
An old man sat beside the river every evening after dark, watching water cross the valley like thoughts crossing through the heart. Folks would ask him why he came there, why he'd stare for hours alone, but he'd only smile and whisper, some things are better left unknown. The river never told him where it started, where it ends, yet somehow it kept teaching him what no preacher ever can. Because every answer I've collected eventually grew old, but every worthy question stayed alive inside my soul. Why does love arrive so briefly when its memory lasts so long? strongest people carry the heaviest burdens on? Why do we spend half a lifetime learning what we should have known? The river never gave me answers, but it taught me I'm not alone. There was a woman in Nebraska who lost everything she owned. The drought took all her harvest, the bank took all her home. Yet every Sunday morning she'd bring flowers to the church, helping people hurt worse than her carry their own hurt. I once asked how she stayed gentle when life had been so unkind. She looked toward the horizon and said, maybe kindness isn't a reward, maybe it's a choice. I've carried those words for decades, like a compass in the dark, guiding me through winters when hope was hard to spark. Why does love arrive so briefly when its memory lasts so long? Why do the strongest people carry the heaviest burdens on? Why do we spend half a lifetime learning what we should have known? The river never gave me answers, but it taught me I'm not alone. The moon climbed over wheat fields, silver on a sea of gold, and I thought about the countless lives the earth has gently held. Every dream, every promise, every victory, every scar, every soul that once looked upward at these very same stars. Maybe meaning isn't hidden at the end of some grand quest. Maybe it's found in accepting that mystery knows best. The universe keeps breathing without explaining why, yet somehow the sunrise still feels beautiful, even without a reply. A train disappears into darkness, a season fades away, a photograph grows yellow with every passing day. Still people keep on loving, keep planting seeds in spring, keep singing songs around campfires as if tomorrow's guaranteed. Maybe faith isn't certainty, maybe wisdom isn't proof, maybe courage is continuing without possessing truth. Why does love arrive so briefly when its memory lasts so long? Why do we search for forever, knowing everything moves on? Why does the heart keep hoping even after being torn? The river never answered me, but somehow I returned.
my hair's turned the color of winter's first snowfall, and I still carry questions too large to solve at all. But I've learned something beautiful. A life isn't measured by how many answers it finds. It's measured by how deeply it learns to live with the questions.
An old man sat beside the river every evening after dark, watching water cross the valley like thoughts crossing through the heart. Folks would ask him why he came there, why he'd stare for hours alone. But he'd only smile and whisper, some things are better left unknown. The river never told him where it started, where it ends. Yet somehow it kept teaching him what no preacher ever can. Because every answer I've collected eventually grew old, but every worthy question stayed alive inside my soul. Why does love arrive so briefly when its memory lasts so long? Why do the strongest people carry the heaviest burdens on? Why do we spend half a lifetime learning what we should have known? The river never gave me answers, but it taught me I'm not alone. There was a woman in Nebraska who lost everything she owned. The drought took all her harvest, the bank took all her home. Yet every Sunday morning she'd bring flowers to the church, helping people hurt worse than her carry their own hurt. I once asked how she stayed gentle when life had been so unkind. She looked toward the horizon and said, maybe kindness isn't a reward, maybe it's a choice. I've carried those words for decades, like a compass in the dark, guiding me through winters when hope was hard to spark. Why does love arrive so briefly when its memory lasts so long? Why do the strongest people carry the heaviest burdens on? Why do we spend
gave me answers, but it taught me I'm not alone. The moon climbed over wheat fields, silver on a sea of gold. And I thought about the countless lives the earth has gently held. Every dream, every promise, every victory, every scar, every soul that once looked upward at these very same stars. Maybe meaning isn't hidden at the end of some grand quest. Maybe it's found in accepting that mystery knows best. The universe keeps breathing without explaining why, yet somehow the sunrise still feels beautiful, even without a reply. A train disappears into darkness, a season fades away, a photograph grows yellow with every passing day. Still people keep on loving, keep planting seeds in spring, keep singing songs around campfires as if tomorrow's guaranteed. Maybe faith isn't certainty, maybe wisdom isn't proof, maybe courage is continuing without possessing truth. Why does love arrive so briefly when its memory lasts so long? Why do we search for forever, knowing everything moves on? Why does the heart keep hoping even after being torn? The river never answered me, but somehow I returned each dawn. Now my hair's turned the color of winter's first snowfall, and I still carry questions too large to solve at all. But I've learned something beautiful. A life isn't measured by how many answers it finds. It's measured by how deeply it learns to live with the questions.
There was a note inside a drawer, written 40 years ago. The son had meant to call his father, but got busy and let it go. The paper turned the shade of winter, the ink began to fade away, yet one word still stood clear as thunder: someday. Someday I'll make that visit. Someday I'll slow down. Someday I'll fix what's broken. Someday I'll come around. But someday is a clever thief. It steals without a sound, and before you know it, all that's left are echoes hanging around. Someday built 1,000 bridges nobody ever crossed, filled the world with silent regrets opportunities lost. It promised there'd be more tomorrows, more chances down the line. But someday was the greatest lie that ever fooled mankind. An old guitar hung on a nail inside a weathered barn. Its owner always swore he'd learn to play those country songs. He worked and worked and worked some more, always chasing one more goal, till his hands grew weak with age and winter reached his soul. The guitar stayed perfectly tuned, the strings untouched by years, a monument to waiting built from hesitation and fear. Not every dream dies in failure, some never get the chance, because they spend their whole existence waiting for a better circumstance. Some they built 1,000 bridges nobody ever crossed, fill the world with silent regrets and opportunities lost. It promised there'd be more tomorrows, more chances down the line. But someday was the greatest lie that ever fooled mankind. I knew a woman who kept forgiveness locked behind her ribs for years, certain there would come a moment to release those buried tears. Then one spring morning the phone rang, and the voice on the other end said, "The person you've been waiting to forgive is already dead." No warning, no second chance, no final conversation, just a lesson written sharply across the heart of patience. Because life doesn't schedule endings, it doesn't wait for readiness. The curtain falls whenever it falls, regardless of our preparedness. The river never saves its water, the sunset never saves its light, the meadow doesn't save its blossoms for a more convenient night. Nature spends itself completely, holding nothing in reserve, yet people hoard their love and courage for a future not deserved. They postpone joy, delay gratitude, reschedule wonder, and call it wisdom. Someday build 1,000 castles in the corners of the mind, yet none were ever occupied before the end of time. The dreams we act upon today become the stories we can tell. The dreams we leave for someday often leave with us as well. Now whenever evening settles across the fields and telephone lines, I think about that little word that steals so many lives. And if I've learned one thing at all beneath these prairie skies, it's this: the opposite of death isn't living, it's now. because everything important has always been happening right here before someday arrives.